I'm like working a little bit different than how I'm typically doing. YouTube, can y'all hear me well? Oh, wait, I gotta be right back, y'all. Yes, Ed, so we can take. Okay. What are y'all? All right, I want to make sure before I really get started, everybody on YouTube can hear me well, and it's all good. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, YouTube. Tamara, you say, yep, we good? Okay, cool. Y'all good on YouTube? You go on IG? Okay. 111. Okay. Hey, Naya. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Miss Zoe. Oh, shout out to y'all. Hey, Keith Felder. Hey, Boo. Hey. All right. We are going to get this thing going because y'all know I got a flight tonight. So we still on this whole traveling kick. You know, it gets this set tripping with this travel schedule, but it's all good. We cranking it. So, shout out to Shanoa. First one in the YouTube chat. Hey, Angela. How are you? Kaniva. How are you? Elise. Hey, John. You over on YouTube and on IG. What's up, Lou? Hey, Lou. Big Kev. Shout out to the members that are in the chat. So, Big Kev, Melissa, K. Felder, Keish. Shout out to all of the members. Tamara. Shout out to y'all. I dropped a 2-hour video for members only talking about Damon and Thea. It was Melissa, Naya, and I breaking everything down when it comes to the dealership. I really am proud of that video, so check it out. And consider becoming a member of the channel. Hajad, how are you? Hey, Shari. Hey, C. Hey, Kiara. Hey, Kimberly. Daphne, Jamal. Hey, Jamal, how you feeling today? Jay Tucker, Kofi's here. Shout out to y'all for like waiting to the midweek. I know we typically go live on Monday nights, and I thank y'all so much for y'all's patience. You know, Monday I had to fly back to LA to host the red carpet, which went amazingly well. I'm tired, but I'm so excited that I, did that, and I really enjoyed all the interviews that I did. Bex G, how are you? Okay, Adriana, Lawrence, Trey, Tamiko, Toy, Official Dejanay. Oh, we lit. All of y'all up in here. Genesis, Jordan, Brittany, Sha, Elle, Nikki, Marissa. All right. Hey, Ozone's mom, how are you? Sheena, hey, you gonna check out the IG? Okay, cool. Hey, Drew on 2, Rachel, Avery, Jazz Jordan, how are y'all? The episode made me so mad, but funny too. Honestly, y'all, my breakdown videos are coming. We had technical difficulties. I found out that Mercury is in whole retrograde, so that is explaining why there's so many things happening. Like when I got to LA, my car was in my garage in my house. Battery dead. I left my trunk open. My battery's dead. I edited today, so going to edit the videos, and then her computer is repeatedly crashing. All types of stuff is happening. That's happening with me today, but my friends have been having stuff happening. So thank y'all so much for bearing with me. Because Mercury's in whole retrograde. I like to call it Mercury's in Gatorade. But we here. We making it happen. So I don't know if I'm gonna make it, y'all. I'm a lot calmer now. I think I'm like, y'all's energy gives me more calming, excited energy, because Tuesday when I watched the episode, and shout out to the members and the close friends, because y'all saw my reactions. I did my reactions on IG stories for the close friends and for the members. And the AA universe is just not giving what it's supposed to give right now. Like, I am not a fan of any of the storylines that are happening. Except for Coop. Let me think. Let me try to sandwich this with some positivity. Coop storyline I'm fine with. Keisha storyline I'm fine with. Everything else, I need answers. I got a problem. This is the week that my villain origin story like sparks off, and it's because of episode 18 and episode 12 of episode 11 of All American and All American Homecoming. So when you see me out in these digital streets being my whole villain self, just know that it's cause and effect. How y'all feeling about the episode? Before we take people on and we get to talk about it, which you guys can request me on IG. I'm live on IG as well as YouTube right now. Oh, welcome, Jessica. Thank you for joining while you're on live. Ow. Let me know what y'all are thinking in the chat. If you would like to come on camera, you can always request me over here on IG, because we're going to have a good conversation. Now, what I will say is I don't have 3 or 4 hours tonight, y'all, because y'all know I got a flight, but we're going to get it in, okay? Hey, Vicky, how are you? So far, y'all are saying, I know you're finna go off. The episode made me so upset. This live is gonna be live. Both episodes was good. Cheryl, both episodes was good. Okay, so what I will say is the homecoming episode was not bad. I just don't like what they're doing to Thea. And I feel like they just stole all my joy, and I don't like that. Like, I am a good person. I deserve better, okay? I deserve better. LE says, I actually don't mind Jamon breaking up. Do I love them together? Yes. But at a point, they would have to separate to explore and find themselves anyway for each other and maybe find their way back. Yeah, but I think that you have to do them justice in the breakup, and that justice was not done. Hence, Erica's villain era origin story has arisen. Nobody can be happy. I'm on all the ship's heads except for, well, actually, I think I might wind up being on Dia's head too. I ain't even gonna hold you, because I don't like how everything is shaking. I really, really don't. It's not cool. The breakup made me sad. I felt like Simone was projecting. It's y'all continuously finding ways to blame Simone. And Simone was projecting. Meanwhile, Jordan goes to the football field after the fact and says, I want Layla. I love you. Thank you for being on here. And, you know, this is going to be a healthy dialogue, but I'm definitely going to call some of people's biases and blaming into question, because it's an absolute no for me. Had Jordan really not given her any reasons at all, okay, cool. And for me, the end of the episode is when I was like, okay, so I'm throwing Jordan away. Got it. As for Jordan and Layla, ill. They put Jordan in the vortex now. I hope Layla tells him no. That is what I'm holding out for, y'all. That's what I'm holding out for. Our favorite couple broke up. Y'all, I was so heartbroken. I really felt like, and honestly, I don't want to focus on thinking about the breakup, because I'm still very, very heartbroken about it. And it's bigger than the fact that they broke up. It's really just about the way that they did it. I feel like it was just a true disservice to both Jordan and Simone as characters separately, and then as a couple. Like, they have been, in my opinion, the most solid, the most mature, the most communicative, and the most progressive couple in this universe. And the fact that Jordan has come to Brinkston 3 or 4 times, and they have been able to get through, get better, talk it out. And the first time that Simone comes back to All American, they set it up for them to end, and then they end with her doing some type of Dear John letter after pulling his coattails about Layla and him gaslighting her about Layla. It was just like, what is happening? What is exactly happening here? I feel like they're trying to make Homecoming similar to the original when it comes to the love triangle. And we've had it. I don't need no more love triangles in the All-American universe. There's so many other stories that you can tell and still have these relationships and have trials within the relationships. But the relationships drama don't have to be the center of everything. Jazz Jordan said, I'm proud of Jordan for standing up for himself in that moment. Stand up for himself and lying? I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm really not sorry. I am on Jordan's head because the way that they have him moving post-breakup and the way that they have her moving post-breakup, it's just also, to me, very inauthentic to the characters that we have. There is no reason why Jordan is not really grieving this relationship and is already on to Layla. That makes absolutely no sense to me. This boy married this girl, was planning to be the surrogate daddy to her baby. Like, what? Avery is saying, I feel like Simone went back home with an agenda. Since she arrived, she was watching how Jordan and Layla interacted with one another. Y'all can just say you don't like Simone. You can say that. You can really just say that. I feel like Thea's gonna be heartbroken because he gonna choose Simone every time. We gonna talk about that. Marcel, she was definitely not projecting, and they confirmed that she was not projecting because he literally says at the end of the episode, "I want Layla," and then tries to clean it up and hide behind what he really wants. And in the next episode, in the synopsis, it's like Jordan's true feelings come. Like, no. What y'all not going to do is gaslight me the way that he gaslit Simone. That's what you're not going to do. Black Girls Love Science. Sue says all of this breakup to clear Spencer so people can forget what he did to Layla so now she can have someone else. So it's the Jamon breakup going all haywire and not being as mature and mutual as it should have been and handled delicately as it should have been. And then it's also Layla running around with Dear John letters and apologizing to people that she's already apologized to, and people still not apologizing to her, and then very real conversations not being had, but having moments of fixing hats on the wall and getting a DJ, and now everything is all good and we glad to be back to being friends with Spencer with his little dramatic as if it is all at a close and you don't actually deal with it. Like, the amount of stuff that y'all have given me that I never needed to see, the amount of menacing that Olivia has done throughout this season that we did not actually need to have happen. And we couldn't get this one conversation, but you running around with Layla handing out letters of apologies. Like, I'm tired of the same characters always apologizing and then the other characters never apologizing. Like, are we going to make it accountability across the board or are we not? Danielle, yes, they broke up, and spoiler alert if y'all didn't know, come on, Erica, they are both to blame, but she's been doing questionable stuff with Damon since she got to college. That is your opinion, and I'm not going to come on. Again, enter Erica's villain era. Please argue with y'all's mama. Don't argue with me, because you're not going to get me to change my mind. This was completely mishandled. And check out my breakdown video for all of my details and reasonings why I feel the way that I do. You don't think that Spencer and Olivia are as communicative as Simone and Jordan? No. Full stop. Sound is a bit crackly on YouTube. Sorry. Hella static when I speak. Alright, give me 1 second, IG. Let me refresh for YouTube real quick. Child, I'm all muted. I'm all discombobulated. This is why I gotta be in my office, y'all, because y'all already know I'll be muting myself when we be in my regular setup. How am I not gonna do it here? All right, let me repeat those things because I was muted. I think it should be better. Y'all should be able to hear me now. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? I don't want to move forward if y'all can't hear me. Drop ones if you can hear me. IG. Okay, yes. YouTube. We just waiting on y'all. We're waiting to see if y'all can hear me. What was a comment I read? I really like that one. I'm so Heartless Nene says 2 times. I'm so confused about how Jordan's character reacted to the breakup. I don't feel like he would have moved on so quickly. That part. Okay, audio's back. Perfect. That part. Layla had the letters written in 13 Reasons Why style. It's just, like, did we need all that? We didn't. Because I feel like Layla has already atoned a lot. Like, the way they keep the same apologetic, I want to be better characters moving forward and trying to be better, and then the same trash characters, or not, let's not call everybody trash, but the same stuck on stupid characters who don't ever want to be accountable, they keep them doing that too. It's just, I can't. I really just can't. What are y'all saying over here? Donnie from the Gram, you only on the YouTube to drag Simone? My favorite phrase right now, argue with your mama, because no. Whole sentence. This break feels so forced, it's not even funny. Like, the moment they announced All-American Homecoming, they forced the narrative of the show in this moment. Thoughts? Did this feel organic? Not at all, Sheldon. I have a video coming where I give 4 different scenarios for how they could have done the breakup and done both characters a lot of justice and gave us phenomenal storytelling and gotten back to the place where they actually give us cliffhangers and they keep certain plot points going for multiple episodes versus this like sitcom style they giving us of like wrap everything up within the next 40 minutes because we on to something else in the next episode. Like, I got that video coming, so be on the lookout for that. Shari Michael said the same thing. What did he say? They just need to focus on themselves and not jump into another situation, which we see Simone doing, but we don't see Jordan doing it, which is why I'm on his head. So the breakup is definitely, to me, the way it was handled was the writer's fault. But now Jordan as a character and how he's moving is still the writer's fault, but he doing it and I'm holding him accountable and I'm on his head. To me, y'all know Jordan's number one saving grace was his relationship with Simone and how he was able to be better and change and just do better when she was around and when he was with her. And now, yes, we're getting a little bit of that with Layla, but I don't care. So he's going back into the trash pile, right with Asher. I said what I said, argue with y'all's mamas, because I'm not doing it with you. I hate that they keep making Jordan a big A crybaby. He whines and makes a fuss about the stupidest things when it comes to Spencer. I'm over it. Jennifer says, I felt bad for Jordan. Child, no. What's your feeling on Clay tearing up the letter? I feel like, so now Clay is supposed to be the victim. If he was going to have an attitude, then he would have had that attitude when she did it. Like, didn't she cut things off with him like a month and a half ago? Now all of a sudden he accepted invitations to come to an apparel party and standing across the room from her and just standing there waiting for her to approach for however long they had been there. Then when she hand a letter, he gonna rip it up real like I'm finna stalk you style. Like it's giving. Let's pull everything from thin air. Like, wait, Black girls love science too. You trying to throw Spence in the trash? Why are you throwing Spence in the trash? I mean, for me, he doesn't have his own storyline, so that's a big struggle. Like his stuff is. I mean, he has a storyline, but his life is so consumed and wrapped around Olivia's, and that's a big struggle for me. I would have preferred the writers to have Jordan explore his whole phase again, then jump back into a relationship. I would have preferred them have him grieve this relationship. This is the first time he's actually been in a meaningful relationship. And you mean to tell me he's going to say, let's get in the hot tub. Girl, you crazy. Nothing's going on with me and Layla. Well, actually, whatever's going on with me and Layla is the same thing that's going on with you and Damon. Girl, well, let's go ahead and sleep this off because you just tired, so we don't need to break up. Oh, my God, we breaking up. Spencer, please hold me. We breaking up. Now I want Layla. I'm waiting for somebody to make it make sense. Kimberly, you catching me live on the East Coast because I'm on the East Coast. Antonio says we only had one scene from Jordan post breakup, the whole episode for Simone's reaction, so I don't think it's fair enough to compare. Cool. The one scene that they did give, the less amount of scenes or time that they have, the more important they are. So the one scene that we do see him say, he says the misstep of I want Layla, and he tries to clean it up. And then the very next synopsis and preview is him approaching Layla like, oh, he wants something, and oh, he's ready to embrace his true feelings. You tried, Antonio. You know I love you, but no. Simone is down in Brixton, burying photos, crying her heart out, missing shots, and avoiding Damon like the plague. And Jordan is like, well, I'm free and clear. Let's go, Lele. No, absolutely not. Okay, but I've been going for like 20 minutes. Y'all can't tell me to breathe because I'm angry, and I'm going to be angry for the rest of the season. So I won't be breathing. I will only be hollering and acting a monkey fool because this is my villain origin story. I feel like Ghost when Angela was killed and Tasha was getting on his nerves, and he told her, I just lost the love of my life because I just lost the love of my life. And I don't care what y'all got to say if you got something contradictory than me to say. Sorry, not sorry. You could blame AA, the whole AA universe for this energy, because it's a no for me. The way they had me boohoo crying for 2 hours, watching my ship go down. Like, I'm basically underwater now. Y'all, this is my spirit talking to y'all right now. I'm underwater in Atlantis with the ship. And I'm not letting it go. Okay, right? I know you're going to watch this back. You're not getting a video of me finally letting it go because I'm never letting Jamon go. I said what I said. But let's go ahead and add some of y'all to the chat so that we can keep this thing moving. We all know promos be lying, though. Not these. Because they, honestly, Antonio, I think that they think that they're doing something. So I don't think that these are a lie at all. And I'm praying that what I think is going to happen from Layla's side is what actually happens, because that will save the series for me. I'm having faith in my homegirl Layla. She's not going to let me down. She's not going to do it. Naya, where are you at?
I'm not gonna fight with you about it, but I think both of them are in the wrong. But the thing is that the writers gave more to Simone than anybody else. They made Jordan just seem like, cool, I'm free now.
Keep going. Hold on.
I mean, ain't much really else I can say about this whole thing. Like, I'm just disappointed by the writing. Like, it's just lazy breakup. You can't have a character decide that he's gonna raise, damn, it's frozen on YouTube.
I just fixed
Hey, it
it.
said it's frozen on, oh, okay. I'm just saying, it just sucks. Like, it's the only part that I really care about is that. It's just, it's lazy writing. Like, I understand that, you guys want to force feed, the break up the Jamon thing because you want Damon and Simone together. I think both of them are. Give me a second. My tablet, I can hear myself. Okay, my fault. But it's just lazy. I get they want to force feed us the Damon and the Jayla, Lorden, whatever the hell the ship name is. I get they want to force feed it, but the thing is, you still have to write it in a good way where it's not lazy and forced. That's my problem with it. Like, any person here who watches a lot of dramas, who either the script writer, like myself, you want to have a slow build to the relationship, like how we have with Olivia and Spencer. But the thing is, no. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is the slow. What I'm saying is the slow burn, is in like you're not forcing it.
You need it to make sense. It doesn't have to be slow. It has to make sense.
Well, but the thing is, you don't want to also make it fast too. That's what I mean. Like make it make sense.
If it mirrors a story that actually moves fast, then okay, cool. For me, it just has to make sense. Fast or slow, it just has to make sense. They got Simone and Jordan together in about 3 episodes, and to me, a lot of people were like, "Oh, that's fast," and I was like, "It felt very organic. It made sense." She literally took herself out of the running with him and like showed him a completely different side of her, and he didn't actually experience girls that way, so it made 100% sense for me. I felt like their timing just worked. So it does for me. It doesn't have to be a slow build or slow burn. It just has to make sense. And
well, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. It does have to make sense whether it's slow or a fast burn. But the thing is, it does have to make sense. But like, if it's going to be a slow burn, whether it's a slow burn, fast burn, but it makes sense, you have to still give the breakup the same amount of making sense. You can't, like, cause the thing is, like, for me, like, I know you have your 4 scenarios and everything. I would have rather, again, they would have, like, instead of this whole episode where Simone is watching, how Jordan or whatever it is, like, like the way, like, questioning the whole Layla thing. Because, again, even though regardless how they were moving, it still felt forced. Like, it could have just been Simone goes there, and that would have been her, that day would have been her admitting that they're just not meshing well anymore with the distance or whatever. It didn't have to be, oh, what's with you and Layla? Oh, man, because I felt like them having the Layla thing, it gave Simone a reason to bring it up rather than just her feeling that way and then having a and not having a trigger. It's just, she doesn't feel that way. There doesn't have to be a trigger for a breakup. It could just be, you get there, Simone's just like, when she's with Jordan, she doesn't feel the same, and then boom, she just says that it doesn't feel right anymore, and I love you, but I just don't have the same love for you that I did when we were, in LA together. I just felt like the whole, like, having Jordan and Simone Jordan and Layla moving together, all that stuff and everything, it just gave Simone more of a lazy reason to have the breakup, to go forward with the breakup. I felt like if it would have just been them together, them just having dates in LA, and it just didn't feel right, then Simone could, finally, like, her emotions finally catch up with her brain, and she's just like, this doesn't work, we have to break up, make things right, oh, blah, blah, whatever. No, they just made it, oh, you're with Layla, oh, you're flirting with her, oh, this. You know what, I don't think it's, whatever you call it. That's the reason why I feel like, for me, it made Simone look a little bit bad, because it was like, the script writing was bad, because you could have just had her break up naturally. You didn't have to have a trigger point, which was Layla and Jordan, bonding and stuff like that. Like,
I don't know how that makes her look bad, but okay.
No. I'm talking about the writing. Like, they could have just they just dragged out the breakup. It could have just been they dragged out the breakup and gave a different reason instead of just Simone having feelings, moving away from Jordan. Like, it could have just been that.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, keep catching back when it's homecoming, because that's my meat and bones right there.
Okay, take your other account out of here so I don't have it clogging up my queue.
I'm trying to figure out why it's still there.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Leah. It's a TV show. It has to be drama. I'm not necessarily saying I agree 100% with what John was saying, but there's ways that they could have made it dramatic and done this relationship a service. There's no reason why both of these people are not grieving their relationship. There's no reason why Jordan is not still trying to fight for it while still developing feelings for Layla and like basically lying to himself as he still continues to cultivate more feelings for Layla. There's no reason why Jordan is not trying to still hang on to this relationship because he don't want to be the bad guy that he typically has been. He don't want to be the hoe. He really does love Simone, but like she said, they have grown. There's so many ways that they could have actually shown that and do the whole, you don't even see it, but everybody else sees it, and then he turns around and says, I want Layla. It's like, where did all this come from? So yeah. It's a no. Zai, welcome in. Welcome in. What's up, Kofi?
Hey, forgive me. I just got back from work, so I'm still trying to get myself settled in, but it's all good. How's your day been besides saying your villain origin story? Alright. I've been trying to be good because I kind of want to talk about Homecoming too, but I'll switch this whole American. Honestly, we knew it was coming. You know, I knew it was coming, but I just thought that the execution, the reasons why it happened, I got a huge problem with. And I know you said you're on Jordan's side, but I mean, I read the synopsis from next episode. Didn't it say something along the lines like he does something
acting out of character.
Yeah. His friends start to notice. So maybe that's him, like processing the breakup. I mean, we can't jump to conclusions and say, oh, this just moved on.
I'm not jumping to conclusions. I'm jumping to what the damn trailer show.
Okay, that's just one scene. We haven't seen the whole episode yet. I mean, this dude might be wild, and then people have to calm him down.
What did I say? You're not trying to convince me. You can think of things. You don't need to try to convince me. You're not telling me what to think or what not to think. I already said what I said.
Well, fine. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just saying that I'm just trying to look at it from the other side. That's all. That's all. Anyway, yeah, I just thought her reason for breaking up with him, I don't think made sense. I'm not a fan of being John Jordan. I mean, if you're gonna break up, like break up with them face to face. Like tell them don't. Yeah, I did feel bad for.
I believe she did that.
Well, okay, but you know, I know you don't feel bad for him, but I did feel bad for him. This was like you said, it was his first love, his first real relationship. I mean. You know, and I just thought that it was unfair that I thought Simone was projecting. Oh, okay. Oh, I just thought it was unfair that Simone was projecting like as if Layla and Jordan got something when they don't have anything. Like you said, you've been an advocate for platonic friendships, and he's been a really, really good friend for her. I mean, she's been through a lot, and she's given him advice, and he's given her advice. So I don't know why she's coming at him for his friendship with Layla. And then her saying that she's Olivia's friend and not her friend. I mean,
that's the truth. But you can go ahead and bond with your male species. They confuse about all the heck you would like.
I'm just saying, look, she got no place to talk considering she almost – kissed Damon like not 2-3 episodes ago, And Jordan hasn't done anything with Layla as far as we know. At least I'm going
until
on
he
based
decided to
on
go on this double date and then make sure that he gets
that
her own
wasn't
team.
a date. That was not a date. That was Spencer trying to help his boy get his mind up breaking up with his girl.
Kofi.
I'm just
Whatever
saying.
makes you sleep well at night, baby. The writers have already put all the writing on the wall for me. I am done hoping and dreaming. My villain origin story has begun. I don't care.
Gotta be the hero. Then I gotta be the hero and caper for my boy Jordan because people are acting as if...
I don't know if you are ready to come up against me though. So you might not want to be a hero this go round. You might want to sit this one out.
Hey, I ain't scared. I mean, come on.
You don't have to get scared to be beat, honey. You don't have to be scared.
Or whatever. I'm just saying, like, that wasn't a date. I just thought that was just 4 friends just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? And yes,
which would have been fine if the writers weren't doing what they did the entire episode and then strategically have him say, "I want Layla."
So you thought that was okay? So what was that? Was that a Freudian? Was that a Freudian slip?
No,
that was a Freudian slip, huh? A Freudian slip. I don't know if we know what his feelings towards Layla
you
are.
Cannot know. You can be in a sucking place all you want. I know, which is
so you're so convinced that he wants like. Oh, can I get some evidence, please? Because I ain't seen none yet.
Can you get some what?
I need some evidence, please, because I haven't seen nothing yet.
Well, baby, you giving blind, honey. It's fine.
I just don't know. Like, look, there's 2 more episodes left.
You are literally the resident subby that is always trying to play devil's advocate, except for when it comes to Simone. You're always trying to see the other side and give people a chance. So you're never going to see it. It's in your nature to not see it. So it's fine.
I just think that, like I said, I agree with you that the way that they broke up, I thought it was kind of lazy, but anyway, I mean, it had to happen because because I don't know. Their long distance relationships are hard, man. Like you in California.
Life is hard. I just flew to LA for all the 24 hours, did 17 interviews on a red carpet, had to fire an assistant that was supposed to be there, had to deal with the car breaking down, still made all of my appointments, so got myself back to the East Coast. Like, I had to show up for my sisters the weekend before. I'm showing up for my sisters in Detroit tonight. Like, life is hard, baby.
All right. Well, that's fine, I guess. I just think that, all right. I don't know what's going to happen these next 2 episodes. I'm sure we're going to be left with some sort of cliffhanger. I'll quickly touch on the
You're going to hope for a cliffhanger.
I think that's what's going to happen. You need to set up.
Because they've been abandoning the cliffhangers for a very long time in this season. So good luck. I told you I ain't hoping for none of it. No more.
Well, I just think that they can't. There's too many unresolved things that have not yet happened yet. So I think that there's gonna be something. That's just my prediction. I'll quickly touch on everything else before I let somebody else go.
It's funny that you're gonna quickly touch on it because I just knew you was coming in here to charge and cape for Asher. But go on.
Asher didn't even appear in this episode.
I know, but this preview, I'm on his head.
Oh well, he ain't wrong, but that's a story.
He ain't wrong.
I'm not going there with you, E. I'm gonna wait till next week. So I'm gonna keep my thoughts on that till next week. But
y'all are gonna make me get into. I gotta watch Venom 2 nights because I gotta make sure that I do this villain stuff correctly.
Well,
he said Asher ain't wrong, and Asher said you'll betray anybody. When has Spencer betrayed anybody?
Do we have to do this now?
He still ain't doing it. You know what? Go ahead, Kofi. I'm gonna come back to you for homecoming because I will eat you up here. I will eat you up if we go here.
All right, look, it's all good. All right, love here. I know your emotions are high because your favorite ship is gone. Okay, it's okay. You will
My
survive.
emotions are high, but Asher is back in his goofy bag. He's culturally insensitive. I'm going to try to not to call him racist, but sir, you are trying it, and we can go ahead and throw you in the trash, honey. It's very easy because we picked you up out of there just maybe about 10 episodes ago, so we could put you back real easy. You spent 3 whole seasons making sure that you were solidified in the trash. We could put you back, baby.
Well, like I said, he wasn't in this episode, so let's just save that for next week, okay? I just really want to get to everything else that happened before.
Go ahead, Kobe. This is your stage. Do
All
your
right,
thing.
so Carter coming back. I'm glad he did. It was interesting that they said he got a new job in Oakland. So I don't know what's going to happen with the two of them, him and Grace. And Grace now being the dean of student affairs, that I think is, I don't know. They never really addressed her empty nest syndrome. And another thing that really...
But you got all this hope for them tying up loose ends. Go ahead, Kobe.
Yeah, and then another thing. If Spencer was launching his apparel line for King Cruncher, how come Dillon wasn't there? I mean, he's the one who gave him the logo. Come on, like, he's the one that gave you a logo.
This how New York was sitting?
Yeah. I guess, unless the actor got prior commitments or something. I don't know. But that bothered me. I'm glad that Spencer's getting his stuff together. Wade, I'm on his neck. I knew this dude wasn't shit. Like, paying a freshman to take the fall for your post, that's going to come back and, I mean, bite you in the ass. We saw how Spencer was ready to be in that ass, but, you know, he did what he had to do. Coop and Laura, that, I don't know if we ever had any setup for that, but I'm glad for her. I mean, if she's not going to rap, if she can get into pre-law and do some legal stuff, that's cool. I'm with that. So, what else happened in this episode? A lot happened. Jeez. Okay.
A lot of bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No conversation between Spencer and Layla aside from, I'm so glad we're friends again. Look at the hats and thank you for coming through with the DJ.
Well, Layla was cool in this episode. I didn't think she did. She did. Now, you said she's atoned enough, but I think it's for her. She just needs to do this so that she felt like she closed everybody off because of everything that happened to her. So I'm glad with that.
As she should. This vortex is toxic. Go ahead, open up for them to go ahead and eat through you again, girl.
Yeah, well, I'm going to hope for the best. Olivia losing.
Always do.
Yes, because I am an optimist.
Go Olivia, for it, baby. Go for
Olivia and Jen. That one I felt came out of nowhere, but I guess they just, I don't know, man, because I know you had a problem with the fact that she was going to be a sponsee, so I don't know if there was a payoff with that, but I mean, whatever. I think they're just trying to wrap everything up this season 4 into a nice little bow. And what was the last thing? Oh, and that whole conversation with Preach. He was only in a few scenes, but he gave some wise words to Carter and Billy. So I appreciated that. So overall, thought it was a dope episode. Next week,
Preach,
about to get
Coop, and Laura saved that, gave me the bare minimum to make it through this episode.
Yeah. But you know
Period.
what?
Real quick, week, Joseph Burnett. I just saw it.
Yeah.
Because you clearly keep looking for attention, baby. I'm going to go ahead and give you some. Erica, you're partial towards Spencer and Simone. It's frustrating. Then go somewhere else. Get the hell on. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Go ahead, Kofi.
All right, let's wrap this up real quick. Next week's episode looks real spicy. Like, it's supposed to be Halloween, but nobody in costumes. What's that all about? Everybody dressed like they just, like...
No, Kofi, you don't get to talk about next week, because when I was talking about Ashley, you was like, oh, we're going to save that for next week. Nope.
No, I'm talking about the promo. I'm just talking about the promo. All right, fine.
And in the promo, your boy's running amok, so...
Well, they got to resolve this thing sooner or later. I mean, they never had the conversation.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
Spencer,
okay, because it's the elephant in the room.
Bet, say
it's
less.
the elephant in the room. But,
say less.
You know,
it won't be an elephant in the room if Spencer take his behind on campus, because he won't be in the room.
Hey, man, Asher ain't no punk. You may have a weak heart, but the dude...
Asher ain't no punk.
He ain't a punk. I mean, if Spencer comes at him with everything he did, then I'm expecting Asher to also bring whatever he has to say to the table. All right? I'm the only one I feel I just want everything to get resolved. But if things don't work out, then that'll be an interesting thing to look forward to next season. How, you know, the vortex. I think JJ is the only one that really wants everybody to stay, you know, have it be together and shit. That's probably the reason why he throws the party. But I think it's gonna blow up, and I think some hands are about to get thrown in that episode. And, well,
And it's about time because Spencer should have chin checked plenty of people. Thank you, Kofi.
All right, peace out.
Y'all. If you're new, welcome into the chat. Welcome to Erica's Villain Era. I do not care about what biases you feel like I have. I do not care about you trying to convince me to feel and think otherwise. Go find another YouTuber that's going to service your needs, baby. Moving on. You so hurt. Charmaine says, I'm so hurt that Jamon is over. Yes, me too. It has now pushed me into my villain era. Erica is really a Jamon fan. We're sorry for your loss, girl. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm in mourning. I just lost the love of my life. Have some respect. It really didn't have to happen, though. They just cut the only tie between the shows. Jordan visiting episodes are their highest rated episodes now. What they gonna do? Shari, what they gonna do, girl? What they gonna do? Erica Villain Era. E for short. E for short. I love that, Shanoa. Shout out to you. It's the branding and marketing for me. What are they gonna do? Now, don't get me wrong. Homecoming has a beautiful premise. I do believe that the show can stand on its own, but the beauty of having the crossovers is something just extra special. It's literally giving a cherry on top. And now that's gone for what? And it's gone in a way, again, I don't have a problem with the breakup. I just have a problem with the way the breakup was handled, and I don't feel like they set them up to actually be able to reunite. I always felt like, and Naya, I would love for you to get on here and talk to me or talk to everybody about your thoughts around this. But I always felt like when Jordan and Simone were going to break up, and yes, I did not talk about this with y'all. I talked about it with some of my closer friends because I didn't talk about it publicly. I wasn't about to manifest it, but I definitely was preparing myself for the ship to go down. I felt like they would always be very, very close mutual. It would be a mutual breakup. They would become best friends after the fact, and it would really align them to like maybe reunite later on in life. They were so just healthy. What they have done, it makes no sense. Come on, Antonio. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. It's giving Batman for me, and I'm here for it. Naya, did you request? Yeah, and I'm not apologizing. I can only imagine how Twitter and Tumblr are going crazy. Erica's on live being mean to people. All American Universe has been mean to me. So guess what? It happens. Stop coming on here telling me that I need to like Asher, and stop telling me that, oh, I be giving Spencer too many chances. Spencer is one of the most apologetic characters, the most compromising characters in this whole universe, and y'all just want him to continue to concede to do so. Meanwhile, Asher gets to be steeped all up in his white privilege and act the monkey fool, say Spencer's betraying people at all costs, and y'all just want to run around here and cape for him. It's an absolute no for me. Period. Hey, Naya.
What she said. Listen, I have been waiting for this moment for you. You are shining, girl. I'm living. You better bask in this villain origin story. It's about time. I love this for you.
And everybody can get it. I don't know why, for whatever reason, there's a bunch of Olivia accounts following me out of nowhere. Y'all will get blocked. Be clear. Because if any ship was supposed to go down first, it was definitely not supposed to be Jamon. But Naya, hey boo, how you feeling about the breakup?
Girl, I don't know what I could say that hasn't already been said. I felt like the breakup was trash. And it's so funny because I didn't think that they were going to do it this soon. And the way that they did it, it was real quick. It was real just like, all right, so we got to wrap this ish up and like just keep it moving. And it's like, hello, not y'all building up this relationship for 2.5 years. You got me in love with it. only for y'all to just be like, yep. So we're gonna move on to the next one, right? So who haven't we put together yet? We're gonna put Jordan and Layla together next. And then we're gonna try to carry over this same busted ass formula over to the next show that we actually felt like has its own legs. You know, it's gonna be a hell no for me because I didn't sign up for it. I didn't. And
if I wanted to
disrespectful.
rewatch certain storylines play out, I would just go back and rewatch the shows. I don't need you to give me 90210 that I never watched to begin with.
Period. And that's what it's giving. Honestly, anyone who's ever watched 90210, the original and the remake, it's the same thing. Everybody in the little friend group dated each other and they just started sticking people together that hadn't been together already. They were just like, the storylines were getting repetitive. It's the same blueprint. And it's pretty sad because All American was supposed to be different. So that's the problem.
I'm mourning the season 1, season 2 era because the writing was on the wall with season 3, and they literally said, "Oh, season 4, you thought we was going back? No, we're still on the same track, and y'all, it will never be the same."
It's actually going to be worse because season 3, like, although it was traumatic and it was all over the place in terms of emotions, they had time to course correct with season 4, and it's been a sinking ship. For me, season 4, I could put on the record, has been my least favorite out of the 4. And I thought season 3, I never speak about season 3. I don't speak about her because season 3
we don't know her, but
we don't know her.
The 4 too.
No, stranger.
Y'all can never get me go back and rewatch season. Well, actually, I will go back and rewatch season 3 up until episode
Vegas
6, and that's it for me. And you will never get me to rewatch season 4.
Yeah,
so
and
there will be
season
no
4
rewatching that.
No,
but they're going to have to come up with some type of Hail Mary in these next 2 episodes.
But I don't think, honestly, but I'm going to keep it real with you, I don't think it's going to be any better. I don't. So.
Mix Shy B, every teen drama does this, puts all the characters together at some point. Let's be real. That's fine if you're being real, but All American didn't start out as just another teen drama, which is why it became as popular as it was. So if we want to do more of the same, then just say that. But like, let's not establish that we're going to be different and then we go and become a follower. You're either a leader or you're a follower.
And also, let's demand more. Like, I don't want to accept that this is well, we need to just accept it because it's a teen drop. No, that's not what All American was giving us in season 1 and season 2. So I'm going off of the material I was given. Same thing with Jamon. I'm going off of the material that they built for 2.5 years to make them solid and secure and good enough to where they could have a breakup and it would be mature and solid like they have been as a couple, if that makes sense. Like, based on what they gave us, that breakup was supposed to reflect their relationship and 2 mature individuals who can let each other go for the moment and still be on good terms. And that is not how this breakup was. At all. No, we're not just going to accept that, oh, well, no, that's not the material that was given to us with this show. So if I wanted to watch Gossip Girl, if I wanted to watch 90210, if I wanted to watch Dawson's Creek, I would go watch that stuff. I didn't ask for that.
Melrose Place, I would go and watch it. It's there.
And even they were giving better writing. I'm sorry, but no, we're not just going to accept it. Sorry. Period. Respectfully. Anyways, when it comes, like, let me get back on
respectfully because she's still a hero. I'm doing everything disrespectfully because I feel very disrespected.
And I'm trying to be cute for the internet, but really, I really feel disrespectful to my
Listen,
core.
they already
I don't
dragged
care.
me up and down the Bird app and on Tumblr, so now we're giving them a reason.
Period. Yeah, with the breakup, I mean, Erica already said it. I just feel like it just was done in poor taste, and it's exactly the way that I didn't want it to happen. They made Simone literally come from her own show back to LA for the sole purpose to break up with Jordan. They made Layla as the freaking plot device to do that. And they made it about other people. So not only did they make it about Layla, they tried to sprinkle Damon in there and rehash some shit that we already, excuse my language, rehash some stuff that they already had dealt with when Jordan came to Bringston. And she told him about the Damon stuff. So why the hell are we having the conversation again where he's trying to now not low-key, he gaslighted the hell out of Simone in that
gaslighted her, but the narrative that she was
hell.
projecting. But meanwhile, he's running around with a big old canister just pouring gasoline everywhere.
So no, because if Simone was able to come to Jordan with that conversation about Damon when he came to bring Cinch, she should have been able to have the same conversation with him and it not be all of that energy. And he didn't give that. He gave very much like defensive and like it was just a lot going on.
Nothing has happened. Well, actually, what's happening is the same thing that's happening with you and Damon. So is it nothing or is it the same thing?
And then when she's like, oh, so you're trying to punish me? He's like, oh, no. Okay, well, that's what it feels like. You trying to throw that in? No, I'm sorry. That was whack. The dialogue was really whack. And like I said, they used other people to drive this breakup home. And then I just felt like it was very untrue to Simone for her to write. Y'all trying to blame Simone for this. I'm blaming the writers because the Simone that I know would never just write some note in the same night and then just
and leave the note there and say, but please make up with Spencer. That's what's most important in life.
When Simone knows that in that whole episode, Jordan was acting like a little child, once again blaming Spencer for some random reason. So, but at the end, it's gonna be like, oh, we broke up, but make sure you make things right with Spencer because you need him. What? And I'm supposed to be okay with that? Like, oh, okay, this is just so great and so mature. No.
It's given 500 times up. And with that said, I'm going to get to the second reason why this breakup was some bullshit and how I know that they mishandled it. Because this is the major crossover event. We finally get them on the same timeline with both All-American and All-American Homecoming. The episodes are back to back, just picking up where one left off. And Simone runs back to Brixton in tears, faking the funk, grieving, which does feel very authentic for what will happen for her getting out of this relationship. But then we get to throw Damon and Thea up into it. And the one thing that I did not want, and y'all know I have been caping for Damon and Thea. I have wanted it from the beginning, but not like this. Not with sprinkling the stench of the Jamon breakup all over the starting grounds of the seeds for the flowers to grow for their relationship. It's giving a setup. It's giving walking Thea to the firing squad without her actually even being cognizant of it. I hate the idea that Thea is about to walk into this jealous place after we've already overcome her feeling alone, sheltering herself, overprotecting herself, being defensive, not feeling like she can open up. And then the two people, well, aside from Nate, there's three people that she's the closest to. Two of them are about to be in some type of little raggedy, whatever that is that they need to deal with. And she's going to have to unpack that as well. And this is her very first relationship. For why? Why couldn't we have Thea and Damon still just continue to get close? I don't like it. If they're going to make it genuine, okay, cool. But it doesn't feel like they're making Damon and Thea get together genuinely, even though I do believe that Damon has genuine feelings for her. And I hate it.
I agree. Yeah, it's giving this weird, convoluted, lame, trite, cliche thing that we didn't want to begin with, because I felt like if you were gonna, it's fine. It's unrealistic that the Simone and Damon stuff would need to be worked out in terms of like setting the record straight once and for all. But you could have just waited to put Damon and Thea together then and just have it separate, so that way he's not coming to her in a way that seems like, because it seems like the placement of it seems like a reaction to Simone saying they can't they can't support each other. And then with the promo next week, it looks like that's only going to carry on. So that's whack. That's not what we wanted. We wanted keep it separate, which that's what I meant about the Jamon breakup too. If they're going to break up, fine, but keep it separate, because true to form as Jordan and Simone, they don't have other outside external forces messing with what they have. That's never been their MO. So why would you allow now, after 2.5 years, this is what you've built, right? Why would you allow external forces to be the reason why they break up? Because you can't tell me that the point of that breakup was, oh, we've grown apart. We're different people now. That's fine. That's what I wanted. That's what I imagined. But that's not what the point did not come across. The
when
point
you actually
was
have shown that y'all were growing together, because when he came last time that he was at Brinkston, all of a sudden he had got some sense and was no longer acting like a hooligan and could completely understand your emotional entanglement. So which one is it?
and I'm sorry, but I just gotta put this in too before I leave. Antonio, I love you. I love you to pieces. I love you to pieces, friend. But you know damn well what they were doing with that I want Layla at the end. I'm sorry, y'all can debate my ass down, but we're not doing it.
Debate Naya
in
and
there
your
for
mama.
a reason. They put that in there for a reason. And then for him to roll it back with the, oh, no, I just want her on my team. Because they were all looking at him like, what do you mean by that? So you mean to tell me he just was like, oh, I just want her on my team. That's not what he meant. So, yes, they're trying to do the whole, I feel like they're trying to do the Jayla thing. And I know you want to have some faith in Layla that she going to curve him. But I don't think so, because I feel like the way that they have written it, Layla has had subconscious feelings for Jordan for a long time. When she tried to call him on that phone.
I'm hoping that Layla makes the choice. I'm hoping that all of what we've seen with Layla, I'm hoping that she makes a different choice. Because in all actuality, and seeing how Layla and Spencer ended up, I would have much preferred them to just be friends. And I'm hoping that she recalls what the heck that felt like. And she can go ahead and say, you know what? A relationship would be cool. It might be nice for maybe 6 months to a year. But I actually want to have you as a friend forever. And I just got back cool with Spencer. So let me go ahead and let's do the friendship thing.
I feel you, girl. But if we're not going to have faith about the Dia stuff and how they're writing that, I wouldn't have faith about Layla. I'm just saying. So I'm nobody's safe. I don't have faith in nobody. And I love Layla's arc. But I just, if they're going to throw Jamon out the window like that, what makes you think they're not going to do the same with Layla? Because the whole Carrie thing for me was a regress. Them bringing back Carrie, you know that shit was like, why are we here again? Sure. That don't even make no sense. So, and the fact...
Please go ahead and wrap up your hopes for Clay up. He is now a villain in Layla's story. That is not going to happen, boo.
He may be unhinged, actually. So I don't.
And that completely came out of nowhere. They doing Clay a disservice, but okay.
So yeah, I mean, the sentiments, Jamon's breakup, trash. They literally 500 ways they could have done it, and they chose to do the same played out, tired trope and story that's already been told, when they could have just stuck to what they've created with Jamon for 2.5 years and had them have a mature breaking apart. And it's like they didn't even leave the door open for anything like in the future for them to reunite, for Simone to even come back on All American. Like, God forbid All American Homecoming doesn't make it through, which I'm still praying they do, but they literally wrote themselves into a corner with that. So what am I'm supposed to feel bad that no, like they wrote themselves into a corner.
Zoe says, how was Layla your maid of honor, but you don't trust them? Layla has also not made a phone call or FaceTime to Brinkston since she's been there.
It's not about trust either.
I'm going to go ahead and leave that. If they put Layla and Jordan together, they high-key invalidates Jamon. That would be so trash.
Well, get ready for it. Get ready for it. Because that's what's going to happen. And quite honestly, I felt like they invalidated Jamon by the breakup. So
they did. They took a big watery one on the whole relationship.
And it's him, it's Jordan, and I don't know, like, I don't know. From the synopsis for next episode, they're trying to make it seem like he's running around here, like, trying to deny how he's feeling. But from what I saw at the end of this recent episode, he seems good. So.
Very good. Much better than he was outside the hospital after she had the baby and wasn't answering the phone.
Crying in the car because she wasn't answering the phone. Running amok, punching Spencer in his face for a second time because she wasn't answering the phone. Yet, flash forward, she breaks up with him, and he's just like, I want Layla. Let's go on the football field and have a double date. Child, good night.
Pack and of course, they did not specifically say and plan out that they're going to go on a double date, but that was the writer's nod to where they're going. And y'all asleep if you don't see it.
Right. Like that. This whole, and I'm convinced that even the whole Spencer and Layla, mind you, we haven't seen Spencer and Layla interact at all this season. Not a one. And the one scene that we see is the episode where Jamon breaks up, and then at the end, everyone's keying on the damn football field And Jordan's like, I want Layla to be on my team. You can't convince me that even Spencer and Layla's interaction was not some plot device to push Jayla forward. Yeah, no. I'm cool, baby. No. No. Because if they weren't
plot devices out here.
If they weren't going to have Layla spinning the block on Spencer, I didn't need to see no interaction between the two of them. For what? For why? Just keep them not talking. And Antonio,
it's not about it being Jordan's idea.
It's not. Or it was
caping for each other. Go off.
It's not about that. He came and he said what he said. Spencer didn't put a gun to his head and tell him to say that. He didn't tell him to do that. So I love you.
I didn't tell him to come to the football field. I didn't tell him to act like he didn't care about his breakup. I didn't tell him to do that.
Because that's what it seemed like to me. I mean, if he could have sat on that bench and said, I don't really want to talk about it, they go on the field and that's fine. It is it's the line of, I want Layla.
I'm not bringing it up, Antonio, like he planned the date. I'm bringing it up because the writers are planning things. I specifically said, y'all saw what they did. They did that for a reason. So if they didn't, Jordan and Spencer did not plan that as a double date. That was a writer's nod right there.
Right. And I'm like, I'm only going with the material I'm seeing. So if y'all don't want to count that as a valid reason, that's fine. But I will.
As for me and my house.
In my house, me and my people, we counting that as evidence, Your Honor. So do what you want to do. So that's it for me.
Period.
I mean,
how are you feeling about the other ships? Do you think that Dia has a chance to make it?
I mean, I think so, because also what we got in that episode of Homecoming is we got to see what they would be like together. Like that athlete.
It's so good. It is so good. Damon, why do you care? Don't even care to say what would happen if times were different. You have your one, bro.
And that's the thing. So like,
and I love Simone, but she ain't it for you. She just not.
I don't like the promo because I think I'd said that it doesn't even make sense. Like, what if the timing was different? It would be different if she had met Damon when she was single and like her and Jordan like had maybe a connection, and then she met Damon when she was married to another man. So there's no timing. There was no ever timing that was ever going to match up for them. She didn't even know Damon Brangston. So no, I don't get the writing. Like even that dialogue, granted it's out of context, but I don't think so. So I don't even like that. You don't
think so? What about Olivia? They making it to the end of the season?
You want me to comment on Olivia and be mean? Because they should have been broke up. How about that?
They should have. At this point, I don't have Jamon. All of y'all can go except for Dia with my little asterisk. Once they make Damon's intentions very clear in this next episode, then I will pick a side when it comes to Dia, because if they're trying to play my girl and have her out here looking crazy with her very first real relationship, then I'm ready to fight, and this villain era then turned up even higher of a notch. But other than that, all the rest of the ships can go. All of them.
Because it's funny. So we had we had a conversation about what would Dia like look like, and then like with the whole Simone aspect. And we said like it would actually be interesting to see how that plays out in terms of like Simone being an important person in Damon's life, and then him also having Thea. And if it was written, in an interesting way, it could work, because there's like, there's some complexity that can be told in that, and nuance that can be told, where it doesn't have to be this trite, cliche, a girl going against another girl for a guy. Like, it doesn't have to be all of that, but it can be really interesting and realistic and nuanced. But this right here is not. What it looks like is it's giving the same of the same. And that is not what we want. So, yeah.
King Forrest says, hey, this is starting to feel whack. Jamon breakup delivery is so disappointing, I must say. It's Olivia on the rocks right now.
On the rocks? Child, they on the edge of the cliff, as far as I'm concerned. If it was up to me,
that happened at all.
I would have been pushed their ass off the cliff long ago if it was up to me. As far as I'm concerned, Olivia.
You know what? Cam and Keisha, they probably not going to happen. I'm not even getting my hopes up, because Cam is already off the little singer girl, and Keisha about to be running behind him now that she got her therapy together and she's ready to go. So I'm not even looking forward to not shipping nobody.
No.
Everybody go.
And Cam and Keisha is giving wrong timing, so
They were giving wrong timing.
It was
it's
wrong.
Giving everybody finna be single. Keep going, Nia. Let me fix the audio.
No, but yeah, Cam and Keisha, I don't really have no faith either, and I love Cam and Keisha, but I wouldn't put too much stock into that either. I'm just saying to everyone, protect your heart, okay? Protect your heart, protect your spirit, protect your mind. Do not do it to yourself, because if Jamon taught you anything, don't hold on to nothing. And to all this Olivia, people, trolls, not trolls, don't be holding on to that shit too tightly, because as far as I'm concerned, they've been on shaky ground and they should have broken up a long time ago. So
I'm done with it.
And that's it, and that's all. That's all my thoughts. I'm just gonna sit and watch. But as far as I'm concerned, All American, after this season, I might be packing up my business and taking it elsewhere. There's just way too much content on TV right now. And there's the comfort shows that I continue to rewatch because they give me safety and protection against this kind of foolishness. And I will reside there.
Rewatch Friday Night Lights to remember what it was like to just have 5 solid seasons.
Okay. So yeah, this is why I don't do these things. So All American might be getting the axe after this season. Season 5, I hope y'all do well, but I don't know if I really care. And All American Homecoming, this next episode with Thea is gonna really be the test for me, because if they start doing it with Thea, the same stuff on All American, then it's only going to be a matter of time before it trickles into other storylines. So I'm not setting myself.
And for everybody saying there has to be drama, it doesn't have to be this particular drama. Damon is an adopted kid who just found his mama. He could be in a relationship and have tons of drama happening in his life, and his relationship could either support or hurt his journey with his other drama. The relationship itself does not have to be the drama. You do not need to have a bunch of love triangles to make a teen drama. Life in and of itself is dramatic. Mm-hmm. Let's see them live. That's one of the things that I've thoroughly enjoyed about Homecoming. They are showing college life. All American, for whatever reason, has decided that they're at this PWI, but we ain't really going to feel like they're at college. And to me, I feel like the story is lacking because of it. There's natural drama that comes with that. There's drama that comes with living in the dorms. There's drama that comes with, of course, as you can see, being on a team and not getting along with teammates. Like, everything does not have to be who these teenagers are sleeping with or want to sleep with. And I will say all of this, I have entered my villain era and all that, but what I will say is I do still respect the creators for doing whatever they want to do with their show, with their story. This is not my show, so I don't actually have any ownership over it, regardless of how invested I feel in whatever characters that I have grown to love and respect and really, really want to root for. So don't get me wrong, all of my criticisms is not grounded in saying that any artist is not great at what they do or amazing artists. It's just not giving what it was supposed to give, and I'm always going to tell y'all the truth.
It's like, listen, the stories that they're telling might be working for a group of people, but it ain't working for me. So I'm just speaking on what works for me, and this right here, All American, it ain't working for me. So I respectfully, no.
And honestly, I've been thinking about that. I was thinking about that on a plane last night. One of the things that All American both succeeded with and struggled with in season 1 and 2 is that it appealed to a very, very wide audience. And what I feel like is happening now is that they have made a choice of who they want their audience to be. And with every character choice, with every storyline choice, they are honing down into a very specific niche that can identify with it. And unfortunately, it's y'all young people who don't know better.
This comment to Damon did say that Thea was not messy. He doesn't seem to like the messy.
But then he's asking Simone, would things be different if timing was different?
And that whole situation is messy in itself. So I'm just like, even that feels like what he told Thea, like, we're not messy, we're not complicated. Then why are we having another conversation with Simone in the next episode? So.
And are you only picking this because it feels not messy? So would you have picked anything that doesn't feel messy?
And there's nothing wrong with easy and natural, but is it easy in the sense of I don't really have to try too hard because I don't really want to be here like that? That sounds wrong because, like I said, I
don't feel like that's the case, but it feels like the writers are writing in a way that they can leave it open to that, and I have a problem with that.
Right.
Y'all
because I
seen my journey of like, oh wait, I guess I'm on Damon's team now because I was 100% on his head at the top of this season. And for them to now be going in this direction, he's like a piece of paper and I could ball him up, throw him away if I have to. I don't want to, but I can.
I just also want them to prove some of these people wrong because this whole narrative about like, well, there's always going to be Simone for Damon. Okay. I don't think that's a proper narrative either because the way that people think that he's just head over heels in love with Simone, from what I've seen, no. Disrespectfully, no. Just like you think that Simone is head over heels in love with Damon. No. Respectfully, no. These are two people who are not even self-realized in their own feelings about themselves entirely. So how could they be self-realized about their feelings about other people?
How?
Way. So no, I just really want them to prove me wrong. Not me wrong. I want them to prove other people wrong in that sense. No.
Charmaine said maybe I need to pull back up at the Warner Brothers Studios. When I'm back on the West Coast, be on the lookout. Just know that, okay?
Sure, it's gonna be less about a renewal and more about I need answers about what's going on in that writer's room. Just let me know. I'm kidding.
What is going on in that writer's room? Exactly. All right, y'all. We have about 15 to 20 minutes left because I do have to get ready for a flight. Anybody else want to chime in about All-American Homecoming? Say your thoughts, say your piece. Not argue with me because you arguing only with your mama. But do you want to say your piece?
Oh, you already know.
Request, drop it. We are on IG and you can do a request there, but we're also streaming to YouTube. John, you're back to talk about Homecoming.
You already know I'm already gonna agree with Naya on this. Like, I'm hating that I already said they force fed the breakup and everything to force the narrative with certain group of people to get a relationship to go through, which is the whole Damon, whatever you call it. My only problem is for the people that and now mind you, I got into a bunch of arguments with some people online, because people were like, oh, the little kiss that they had and everything was very awkward. Now, everyone here has had a first kiss, and everyone can agree that their first ever kiss was not the best kiss. Like, there was no tongue going down the throat. There was no like.
Complaining about that kiss have never been kissed.
Or that's what I feel, because no one's first kiss was ever, romance ballad, some stuff that you see from that Titanic movie with Rose, and that all you didn't get any kind of kissing. No person in their first ever kiss in life had a kiss like that.
But go ahead.
Pause. I get the point that you're watching. I didn't know we were watching the show to overanalyze people's kisses on the show. Pause. Go ahead. Keep on.
No, the reason why, because everyone in the comment section was saying, oh, that kiss had no spark to it. It was awkward. I'm like, yes, of course it's awkward. Thea's never been in a relationship before. She's probably never interacted with a man in her life.
Mm-hmm. I saw
the villain era. All of y'all who are, it's just a petty pushing for me. Now everybody is Team Layla that hated her and have been dragging this girl for the last 2 years because Jordan provides a possibility for her to get into a relationship and make sure that she don't never double back to Spencer. And that's the only reason why y'all out here rooting for Jayla. Similar little petty reasons are the reason why you're rooting against Dia. And I hate that for you. Because
they want to force it. They want to force one relationship. And someone said in the comment section that she was shy about the kiss. That's her character. She is shy. It's her first relationship. You saw how happy she was when she closed that door when Damon left. She was doing a whole dance saying, I got a boyfriend, had the biggest, she was smiling like she had a coat hanger stuck in her mouth.
You know what the problem is? I'm sorry, cut you off. You know what the problem is? Go ahead. And I'm gonna be real gutter, because it just seems like a lot of these people online, this is what y'all want. Y'all want Thea to be
kissed in the way that Kevin was trying to roll up on her disrespectfully, not by her permission, not with her consent. Y'all want that energy for Thea. Because y'all are toxic. Instead of Damon being respectful, Damon being respectful and by Thea and like that. I don't understand. Why are we over analyzing people's kisses? Like, I don't understand.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
I don't get it. Why do y'all care? And
I got an answer for that.
because y'all want to discount what Damon and Thea have going on because y'all want Damon to happen. Like, oh my god. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, wait, who's going?
Yeah.
Keep going, Jalyn, but don't
All
forget.
right. So one thing I learned.
Wait a minute, Jalyn.
One thing
We
I.
gotta make sure we establish the tagline. Argue with
Oh,
your
yeah.
mamas. Go
All right. So again, going back to one thing I learned when it comes to trolls, especially like being a guy that's in sports media, people overanalyze stuff that they don't want to happen, so they find other ways to discredit it.
Boy, if you ain't kidding.
So when you think about like they overanalyze kids, I didn't, because I actually want that to happen, and I already done told E why I wanted to happen, and so like
But you're
that's just
so
so
selfish. You just didn't want him with Simone.
true. But I'm talking about me. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about me. So
Y'all in Baltimore, I have a flight to catch on, and I have crabs that I have not finished eating, so I'm going to start eating.
all right, but like, all right, but on the real, like a lot of people analyze it because they want, like y'all mentioned before, they want Damon to happen. Oh wait, yeah, they want Damon to happen. It's not gonna happen the way people want it. They want it to happen natural. You want it to be sweet. You don't want it to be toxic. If they get together, everything that y'all wanted is gonna turn toxic. Because
you mean Simone and Damon getting together?
Yes.
Toxic?
Yes.
I can see it.
And what what Damon and Thea, that became semi-natural. Now, albeit he was like the Prince he was like Prince Charming. You saved the woman from being attacked and whatnot, and there was a couple of feelings that was being catch off of that. But also everything else is like he's being dude's being respectful. They went out to a weird ass date where it was physical therapy, and I'm thinking to myself, I need to do that.
No,
I need to do that.
I'm not gonna lie. As somebody who is an athlete and does fighting and all stuff, I'm not gonna lie. If I met like a girl and all stuff that was an athlete or a chiropractor or like a sports medicine person,
not weird
I'm not gonna lie. A date to me,
it was brilliant.
I was with that. I like them together.
But it's their character though, because they're athletes. True. That's why it makes sense.
True, but I like them together more than like Simone and Damon, because like Damon and Simone are better as like platonic friends, like the way they support each other. Because like they know each other too well as far as with all the past. They get together now, like you already know that was already expected. So with Damon and Thea, it's more like a fresh start for both of them. Thea's never been in a real relationship.
And she never been in a relationship, but she coming with maturity, she coming with advice, she coming with bomb date ideas off the rip. It's giving Matt heaven.
Because and I'm not trying to sound what you call it, but but like most people who have not been in a relationship all stuff. Now, granted, at first, especially in a relationship, they're gonna always have like fantasizing about like doing certain things and everything. So like she's already coming up with these good ideas. It's a fresh thing, right? That's just how some people are when someone's it's their first date, first time dating somebody, or even like the first time meeting somebody, being like, "Yeah, I want to go on a date." It's always creative. So like the thing is that with Thea and Damon only knowing each other a little bit, because how many interactions before the Kevin thing did we get? It was the blackout, and that was actually. I think that was the only interaction you had was the blackout.
It was like a workout, and just maybe them being together as a group.
Give me y'all's thoughts on whatever the moving forward versus trying to explain to us Damon and Thea, because we don't need that. Now got a bunch of people in the queue.
All right, moving forward.
I'm gonna make a quick thing because I gotta get off. Okay, so the thing is, I'm hoping to God that like they just have the conversation, because we saw the spoiler, the promo. I'm hoping to God that it's just like him asking that question because Simone is depressed about the whole, still reeling about the breakup, and it's just that. But the thing is, I hate the fact that Thea is going to be right there, seeing them having this close conversation, because she's going to start getting jealous. And I'm just hoping that the writers do not get lazy, just like me and Naya were talking about, and they just force feed, they force a relationship, and they break Thea's heart, which will plunge Erica even into a worse because then she's gonna come onto this damn
That's
live
what
with
you
Red.
call it. It's a villain era, baby.
No. You're gonna come on. No. You're gonna come onto this with demon energy, not even villain energy. You're gonna come in with red. Red pupils. You're gonna come in with demon energy with the red pupils and everything. If they break Thea's heart, she's gonna come with demon energy, because the thing is, Thea's been she's been almost like an Asher without the messiness, where
Please
like she had a character.
Please do not.
No. Hear me out.
She's
No, hear me out.
Asher.
No, hear me out, because she started off petty. She started off petty
Asher
and all that stuff.
Off petty. He started off racist.
Okay, but god damn it, Eric. Okay,
No.
anyway.
Mm-mm.
Okay, but the thing is, she started off petty. She started off kind of unlikable, but then she turned. But because she basically started opening up, seeing like this friends group, and knowing that like she has no friends, she tried to open up, and now she has somebody she can rely on somewhat with Simone, but there was a whole party issue. She has Damon, who was there for her, someone that she can confide in, and she's also falling for it in such an innocent way. It's nothing. She's not going in there. She's going in there with such an innocent mindset that I'm like, bro, please do not screw her over. Even if they don't last, which obviously we can all agree it's not going to last, but please.
I'm not gonna say that.
No.
Finish your point.
Okay,
you
don't
I
have to
gotta get other people on, and I gotta get to the airport.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna say I just hope they're not gonna last. I don't think, but I hope it lasts a good amount of time. And if they break up, let it just be a mature breakup. Which I bet, ironically, they'll probably actually write a mature breakup, unlike the Jordan and Simone one.
Going forward, I feel like I'm gonna agree with him, even if it doesn't. Going forward, I feel like I'm a little bit like him. Let it be. If they break up, let it be mature. Let it be right. Let it be something like where Thea can see that Damon has feelings for somebody else, and she's just gonna accept that part. And I think they should be able to go on from there. As far as the comment that he made about the demon time, I got my Bible right here, so I'm just prepared for anything that goes south. I already got it ready to deal with. So hopefully everything works out.
All right.
Peace.
That y'all ready for Villain Erica though, but you can try.
I'm a skedaddle, but basically, y'all talking about them breaking up before they even got together. I need to see where we get. So all of that is cute, but they ain't even got together yet. So next, anyways, everybody have a good night. Erica, have a safe night.
Bye, Naya.
Bye.
Man, I don't even have anything else to say that anybody else haven't said, but I don't know. I felt like I needed to hop on here and just say Team Jamon for life.
For life.
Writers. I'm still holding them 10 toes down. What do you
Erica, am I gonna have to grab my
Wait a minute, Chanel is speaking. Chanel was speaking.
If I have to grab my
the villain era is already giving, period. I'm loving Eve. She's giving.
Yo,
listen.
Kofi, I need your respect. Chanel is speaking.
I just want to quickly ask, when did Simone write the letter? Because I watched the episode twice. When did she write this letter? And did anybody else think the breakup was so short? When did she write it? She was like, we're not facing what we should be facing, that maybe we should break up. It cut to black. And then it came back, he reading the letter. When did she write this letter? Did she write it at the event and had it in the purse? Did she say, hold on, let's stop this conversation, and then start writing a letter? I don't understand that. That didn't make sense to me. They didn't give us the full conversation. They gave us the, okay, we should break up, and then that was it, and then the letter. I was like, that made no sense to me. Am I the only one? I thought it was real short.
Yeah,
you ain't the only one.
I feel you on that.
Short and bitter, not short and sweet. I'm mad. Yeah. I'm so mad, y'all. And all y'all who keep talking about, Simone didn't deserve Jordan anyway. I'm so glad they broke up. F y'all. F all y'all. Come on. Like I said when I was talking the other day, y'all still ain't forgive her for lying about that baby. And y'all are so aggravating with it. Because what do you mean she doesn't deserve him. She's the one who leveled him up in the first place.
Hello.
He never deserved her. It was giving. He never deserved her. But whatever.
This also came up earlier. I forgot to touch on it. But Simone made a comment of, oh, Layla has always been Olivia's best friend. They weren't even paying attention to each other in seasons 1 and 2.
Yep. I agree with that. When she said, I was like,
Layla didn't even see you until you became the man that Simone married. So cut it out.
But
and the way
didn't
they was trying to bring up Damon.
Wait, but didn't they establish in one of these episodes that Jordan, Layla, and Olivia have known each other since they were kids?
They have known each other.
But knowing and being friends too, that's different. That's different.
That's weird.
All the rich black kids in Beverly Hills, of course they've known each other.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So that comment by Simone was weird, but I ain't even here to talk about that. So
that comment made perfect sense. I was like, yes, period. And when Jordan was bringing up Damon, I was like, okay, so the fact that she's bringing this up with her experience with Damon, don't you think that maybe she's seeing something that you didn't see because of what she went through with Damon? She just had an issue where she realized she needed to establish boundaries in a friendship. And now she's telling you that maybe you need to establish some boundaries in a friendship, and you're not going to listen to her?
I just don't know what line he
Hold on,
crossed.
Kofi. Ginseng. Go ahead, because I actually added her first, but Kofi came in ready to speak. It's giving patriarchy. I'm sorry. I know you ain't trying to make it. Come on.
Sorry, man.
I just want to know why they stuck in the 1920s with everybody writing. Like, nobody writes letters anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And then my thing with Olivia, well, mainly Olivia, if they want to show them growing apart, and she's growing up in her space, print media is really out. Where did her podcast go? Where's her Black experience? She goes to a PWI. Why isn't that talked about? Why is it always something dealing with Spencer and his football? Like, come on, they need to do better with it. And I pray that they don't do Thea dirty, because how can you make someone not interact in the first episode? She didn't even have friends. Then she go from creating friendships, then to opening up to going on a date, then almost being date rape, to then being put in a relationship where this guy has feelings for someone else. That is just, they're the true villains if they do that. They are the true villains.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree.
And they might do it because they just not creative enough, it seems. I don't understand it. It's given, played out, seen it before, been there, done that.
Right.
Kofi?
I think it was so good in the beginning. I'm sorry. I think it was so good in the beginning because we really hadn't, we have shows and movies that were based in Compton and all, and Crenshaw and all that, but it really was broken down and we could really go through it with these characters from week to week. Now that they're not even in Crenshaw and they're, just LA, it's like nothing. It's really shallow. Really shallow.
210. Go ahead, Kofi.
Yeah, quickly. Damon and Thea. Look, I'm just going to be the optimist and hope that whatever conversation he has with Simone next week, maybe he just puts some closure. He finally just tells her what it is, and then he moves forward with Thea, and then we hope for that. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's my hope. Coach Marcus, man, you need to take your medicine, bro. You doing way too much. You doing way too much. And I knew it. I'm thinking it's bipolar disorder. I don't think it's just mood disorder. Because this guy had his energy was like way, way up here. I mean, him coming at JR, what was that all about? I mean, JR don't be getting shine like that. So
I have no sympathy for JR, so.
Well, yeah, of course you do. You're in your village, so of course you wouldn't have sympathy.
No, I had no sympathy for him outside my villain there.
Well, JR didn't really do anything in this episode. I thought he was solid, and him and Nate were cool. So, but yeah, I'm glad JR stood up for himself.
No, this episode, it took him way too long to be okay with Damon's apology. Sitting up there trying to call him, trying to fake like he was doing chicken. Boy, Damon don't need to be your friend.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm glad we got the explanation for why that DNA test came out negative. I'm thinking that's solid because he had a bone marrow transplant, so because of that, it's screwed with his DNA or whatever. What else happened? Oh yeah, the whole
Kobe. You don't gotta go through everything that happened, baby. I gotta get other people on.
All right, but yeah, I'm just hoping that.
Ginseng, y'all got anything else y'all want to add?
I'm good. I just hope it gets better. That's it.
Oh, I really want to quickly say, Olivia talking about something.
So.
Maybe I should drop this NIL thing. She ain't gonna drop it because we found out that Wade paid that little boy to fake like he did it. So when she find out, she finna pick it right back up. I was
She's also not gonna drop it because when somebody comes to her and says, "Should I drop it?" they say no. You're doing great, sweetie. And she giving very much so Kris Jenner. I'm good.
Enabling.
Her instincts were off. I was like, yeah, they are. And go ahead and drop it and move on.
If you were just in the queue and you dropped out, re-request. I'm about to bring you up. You have literally 10 minutes.
Right.
So,
all right,
thank you so much.
Love and peace.
Flight, Erica.
Keep it up.
Thank you. Chanel, you better have that same energy when you gotta defend me out here in these digital streets, because I already know the Bird app is eating us up. It's hundreds of people on this dang on live. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Where's that person I just saw? Melissa, you coming? Oh, they're not in the live anymore. Melissa, you coming up? Hey, Trey. Antonio, you talking a lot of mess back there from the keyboard. You want to say anything before we hop off? You know, it's all love, but I'm really going to go watch Venom, y'all. I've never seen 1 or 2, but I'm going to watch it. And my episode breakdown for All American will be up as soon as we get off of live, because my editor told me she finished that. YouTube, are we hanging in there? I'm surprised I didn't come up. No, I'm eating.
Hi.
Hi. This is your first time.
Hi, Erica. I know. Erica, I just want to say really quick, I love your content, sweetie. Keep doing what you're doing because, trust me, it's so many people that would have loved to build something like that. And you're going to look back on this. You're a writer. You're a creator. So you keep doing what you're doing. I'm very proud of you. Trust me.
Thank you.
Trust me. And I also want to say, I don't believe that Damon is speaking about him and Simone. I believe that he's going to be talking about him and his mom, his real mom. I think they're trying to, yes, I don't think it's going to be about that. I think that he's going to say, look at all the time, the timing and all of that. He's going to be talking about his mom. I don't think it's going to be about him and Simone.
Thank God. I would hate to throw Damon in the trash.
Yeah, I really don't think, I think that so we also, as I wrote to you before, we have to be mindful. They have to play it both ways because they have to make sure if this season doesn't have a second season, they have to find a way to bring Simone back. So I think that's something that we have to look into. But I'm not going to stay long. But I'm a writer as well. I love seeing dramas and everything. Great content. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So be well. All right. Be well.
You too. Hey, love.
Hey, you know what? I am so excited about your Dillon story. I'm so ready for the drops that you're gonna have on YouTube. I am so ready. All I want is for Thea and Damon to have a healthy relationship. Everybody else can just keep floating because it's too much and not enough at the same time. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't
I agree.
And I know we're not talking about no one needs to come for Spencer at all. Period. Layla better be the voice of reason and make sure that they do not try and cross over no relationships. And that's all I gotta say on that.
I love it. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the support.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm looking for it. I know you say you may not do any rewatches, but I'm all
We got other shows today. We got Bel Air.
Oh, yeah.
And we got other stuff that we could rewatch. I'll rewatch season 1 and 2 All American all day, but what we got going on right now, I don't know if I can subject myself for.
Right, exactly. It's just too much. Well, thanks, Steve. Love you. Keep it up. Love you, Steve. All righty.
Last call, y'all, because I got to make my flight. Anybody else trying to go live and get your thoughts out there? Speak your piece. I'm in Baltimore. I know it's giving Trey ghetto, but I'm here for the crab. Where is Zai? I'm at Zai missed this. Audio issues. Okay. We should be back. Y'all, if y'all missed it, Erica has entered her villain era. This Monday is the beginning of my villain origin story. I ain't playing no games. I'm coming for next. If Jamon can't be happy, nobody can be happy except for maybe Thea, but that's after next week's episode when I see what's going on, what it is and what it ain't. And argue with y'all's mamas, because don't argue with me. I said what I said. You can't leave without having a dozen crabs. Exactly. I'm trying to finish them. Antonio, I just accepted you. I'm literally like trying to finish right now. Yeah, y'all. I mean, even Coach Marcus Turner, like, I feel like we don't have enough time with his storyline. Like, they're giving it to us in seeds or whatever, little bits in each episode, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Oh, come back in, Antonio, then. Leave and come back in. But I feel like I wanted to see more of the devolving. Like, yeah. I mean, I still love Homecoming, but them really ruining Thea before it gets started will probably ruin the series for me. Yes, it was inauthentic for Jordan not to fight harder for Simone. Is the audio fixed now on YouTube? No, Corey's going to still be on the show. He's not going anywhere. Tamara on YouTube. Corey's not going anywhere. Antonio, our last guest of the night.
Oh, thanks. That's a lot of pressure. I just wanted to say, yo, I don't know what's going on with the writers, but it's looking like this non-season 2 renewal might be a good thing because the way they had it.
They just haven't announced it yet, but go ahead.
Oh, you think so? Okay, because they've been on one, at least with All American, for a myriad of reasons. And it's giving me season 8 Game of Thrones flashbacks. And they just taking all of my favorite characters and say, you know what? We're going to take these characters and we're going to put them how they were at the beginning of the show. And I'm like, I'm not here. I'm not here for none of that.
Nobody was here this whole time, sticking it out, doing all this work, watching Vanessa sashay around in them boots and booty shorts, dealing with Asher's ridiculousness in the racial department just for everybody to go backwards.
Facts. I'm like, it's not, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand why we're upset. And I'm like, it's hard to explain. Like for people who watch as much content as we watch, when we've seen so many stuff done well and done right. So when it's a show that we love like this, and we've seen all the mistakes that could have easily been avoided, it's frustrating as someone who watches the content.
Yeah. And
that's what a lot of people don't understand. I'm like, yeah, they might say we're taking it too personal, but our anger at the characters is really just an extension of our anger with the writers. But we don't want to be too harsh because they're So it's gonna be pure chaos. And they're gonna give us something crazy that we might be like, oh, maybe I want to watch at least the season premiere when it come back, or it's gonna be the same, more or nothing, and then we just wash our hands.
Right.
So yeah, that's really all I had to say.
Well, thank you, Antonio. We'll see you back here on Monday night next week, where we get a little bit more answers, and I get to figure out if I'm going to actually try to get back to being a hero or if I need to lean heavier into my villain. Thank y'all so much for watching. I have to get ready to hop off. My videos are going to be up tonight, so please go and check out the breakdown videos as well as the previews. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But again, don't argue with me. Argue with y'all's mamas. Love you. See you in the next one.